Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday. You know what day it is. It is Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. It's your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generated purpose provoker and iSpeaklife mentor. Here to help you get out of your own way and get to the business of living. My job is to help you get unstuck so that you can get started. And so this week we are talking all about the fact that your next best step is in taking the first step. Your next best step is in taking the first step. Now, I know this may sound, I don't know, trivial, small, minute, like it may not seem like a big deal, but many of you, that's the reason why you have not started. You have not taken the first step. Your next best step is in the first step that you take, right? Too many of you want to run marathons. You have not put shoes on. You have not trained. You do not have the right tools. You don't have any of the things necessary to even take the next best step, let alone the first step, but you want to take 1,000,000 steps, right? You want to jump right into the deep end. You want to, you don't even have, you don't have the right tools on. You don't have your floaty on. You don't have any of the things that would help you survive in the deep end, especially if you can't swim, child, right? If you've never swam, right? That's the right word, y'all. If you've never swam in the deep end, then, you might want to ease into it. Now, some of y'all are risk takers, right? You listen, D, I'm jumping right in. I'm going to figure it out once I get there. And that's great. But that's if you're getting started. Some of you are procrastinating, right? You're hesitating. You're not doing anything. You're doing a lot of overthinking. You're building a lot of overwhelm, which causes you to do nothing. And so I want to encourage you to go back to whatever it is that you said that you wanted to do. And I want you to do the first thing, right? And so you say you want to write a book, start writing, right? Stop worrying about who's going to publish it. Stop worrying about what the cover is going to look like. Stop worrying about what kind of pictures you're going to take, and even stop worrying about what the title is going to be. Like, maybe you don't even have a title for the book, but you know that you want to write a book. Child, start writing. The first step is writing. The first step, it might even be investing in an author coach, right? Someone who can help you write, a writing coach. Someone who can help you to write and publish and come up with ideas. But some of you just need to write, right? You need to go get you a little notebook, any kind of notebook. It don't have to be a fancy journal, but get you any kind of notebook and start writing. Right? Some of you want to save 500,000 billion trillion dollars and you can't manage 100. Your first step is figuring out how to manage what you have, how to be a good steward over what you have, so that when the 500 million, thousand, billion, trillion comes in, you can steward that as well, right? The first step might be going to get a banking account, right? A savings account and a checking account. It may be, learning about money, creating a budget, right? Getting a financial coach, right? Getting some help, right? Your first step might be actually getting help, right? Getting a life coach, getting a personal coach, getting somebody who can coach you and help you to take that next best step. That might be me, right? But overall, this video really is to encourage you to reel it in. It's encouraging you to slow down, slow down, right? Slow down. And think about the one thing, the very first thing that you need to be doing, right? And so maybe you don't know what the first thing is, but you know that there is a thing that you need to be doing. And so maybe your next best step isn't the first step, but it is a step in the right direction, right? I have a saying on my vision board, and it's covered up, but I think it says, doing small things is still doing a thing. Doing small things is still doing a thing. And you might be wondering why it's covered up. It's because I'm going to get a poster frame, and then I'm going to hang it up on my wall, as opposed to just I want to do something fancy with it so I can see it every day. But doing a small thing is still doing a thing. Doing the one thing, doing a thing is still doing a thing, right? And so some of us really want to do these really big things. We want to make these really big, magnanimous, moves. And the reality is sometimes it's the small things that lead to big things, right? Snowflakes lead to snowballs. And so for some of you, you need to just conquer one thing at a time, one snowflake at a time, so that it then becomes a snowball, right? And, don't be discouraged, because the movement will create momentum. And so some of you want to get into a rhythm of something, but you can't get into a rhythm unless you get started, right? You just can't. And so, I just want to encourage you today. Like, I want to encourage you to get started. I want to encourage you to, take your next best step. I want to encourage you to get out of your own way. I want to encourage you to stop overthinking. I want to encourage you, like, whatever it is, the thing that you need to be doing, right? And so, if you're having difficulties learning how to pray, if you're having difficulties maybe reading the Bible, if you're having difficulties in some of those areas, like, I want you to take the first step, right? And just read one thing. Take the first step and just have basic conversation with God. And for some of these things, your first step really is getting help. It is reaching out to somebody who can help to get all of the things out of your head, all of the things, right? All of the things outside of your head, and maybe onto paper, and then to help you prioritize them. Right? And so if that's you, and if there are some things that maybe you're like, you know what, Detra, this video is hitting me like right now, like it's like, I would encourage you to, at some point in this video down below or whatever, let me know, and I'm going to share a link, and you can schedule a 30-minute breakthrough session with me, and that really will determine where you are, what challenges you're encountering, how I might be able to help you, and if working together is the next best thing for us to do together, right? And so I do work on a limited basis with one-on-one clients who are ready to do the work, who are ready to invest, and who are ready to get out of their own way and move, right? I'm not into, dealing with people who are still wishy-washy, right? And so if you're still wishy-washy, your first step is deciding to take action. And it may not necessarily be with working with somebody, but it is doing something. Some of you have been thinking way too long. Whoever it is, you've been thinking about it since last year. And so there's some things that you just need to do. You're waiting on a sign, child. This is the sign. This is the sign saying do it. This is the sign saying get started. This is the sign saying get out of your own way. This is the sign saying get your butt up and get moving. This is the sign saying what you waiting on. Do you need any other signs? So that's it. That's all I have to say. Like, your next best step is your first step. And for some of you, your next best step is taking a step. And no matter what it is, doing a small thing is still a thing. And so don't minimize it, right? Do not despise small beginnings, the Bible says. And so sometimes we despise small things, which is why we try to skip over the small things and we try to do the big things. And so in many times our focus says like major on the major things and minor on the minor things. But sometimes you have to remember that even a small step is a major thing. And that is your major thing, right? It is not a minor thing. It is not a little thing. It is not a inconsequential, right, thing. It is major, because that first step could be the next step that leads to your big steps, right? And one step after the other, right? There's a saying, I think it says like the journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with the first step. And so if you're trying to make 1,000,000 miles, if you're trying to, get to a journey somewhere, right, you need to take a step. One step in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other. That's it. And so if you need help in that area, if you are struggling in that area, specifically in some of the things that I've talked about, even if we sit down and have a conversation and it is not something that I can help you with, and I know some people who can help you, right, then I'd love to be able to do that. But also, if these have been helping you, right, if the Tuesday Teas with D have been helping you, I would love to know. Please make sure that you are sharing this. Please make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube channel. Please make sure that you are on my email list, and more importantly, share me with everybody on your social media platforms, right? So I will see you next time with the next Tuesday Tea with D, Tuesday Tea with D, with another message that will help you get out of your own way and get to the business of living so that you can get unstuck and get started. So I love you. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon.